In the past few decades, we've been seeking out the perfect representation of our childhood hero, Optimus Prime. We've been trying really hard. In September 2022, Magic Square announced MS-02 Light of Peace, an upscaled version of the legend skill Optimus Light of Victory. And spoiler, this is the ultimate G1 Prime. MS-02 has Prime's classic color scheme: gray toes, chromed gas tanks, bright white midsection, orange details on the waist, chromed abdomen grille, clear dark blue windshield, orange roof lights, and light blue eyes. Light of Peace not only nails every Prime detail, but also advances the possibility of Transformer toys, and truly deserves the Masterpiece title. First, the aesthetics. Line up MS-02 right next to MP44. You can see they share almost the exact same body proportions, but with some obvious different aesthetic choices. MS-02 looks beefy and strong. His torso is wider, his limbs are thicker, and his head is a bit larger. He has a very strong 86 movie vibe. There are also some subtle design choices, like the double-hinged shoulder joints allowing different shoulder positions, so you could put Prime in a heroic pose like in Transformer Devastation, or lower the shoulder like in some of the cartoon episodes. The angled top of the thighs also make the legs visually longer, contributing to a more dominating A stance. MS-02 also has a close to perfect side profile compared to MP44. Minimal backpack, correct shoulder body alignment, and most importantly, the perfect curvature of the lower legs. When standing straight, MS-02 simply looks more natural and heroic. The second aspect, engineering, sets a new bar for Masterpiece Transformer figures. The transformation cuts are neither on the front nor on the back of the figure, they're all on the sides. Additionally, they're either nearly imperceptible or look natural, blending into the panel lines. The cuts on the top of the chest, the sides of the forearms, and the lower legs all look like they belong as detailing. Also, from the back, there are only 7 visible screw holes. Very impressive. With his smaller backpack, his lack of a transformation cuts, the hidden screws, this figure just looks so clean. He doesn't seem like he should be able to transform. This ingenious engineering also brought some very welcome innovations for articulation. For example, his neck is made of a double joint, a ball and a hinge, which gives the head a better range of motion than we used to seeing. His wrist joints move outward and downward, with fully articulated hands, giving this Prime a lot more expressiveness. I would prefer his fingers to be a different length though to look more natural. So this is it. I'm genuinely stunned. Beyond any doubt, Magic Square has given us the best MP Prime to date. However, I do have a few nitpicks. The roof of the truck is a bit wider than the torso and does rise above his back a bit, looking like a short cape. The elbow is double jointed and looks fine when bent 90 degrees, but bending the form further breaks the sculpt with a hollow back end. The ball joint for the ankle left much to be desired, but it does not affect the stability of the figure. The plastic used on MS-02 has a very similar look to GT03 Optimus, soft and cartoony. Overall though, none of these nitpicks really impact how amazing this Prime looks. And not only is the best looking Prime, but also the most articulated Prime. He may well be the most articulated Transformer for that matter. This is Magic Square's obsession with articulation at its best, and it's being implemented in a very clean manner. From the top, double jointed neck, the head lifts about 70 degrees, looks down about 5 degrees, and some pretty extensive side-to-side wiggle. Double jointed shoulder, the joint in the chest is ratcheted and it goes up 90. The friction joint in the shoulder goes up another 70 degrees. The shoulder has some wiggle room inside the socket, and the butterfly joint goes forward over 90 degrees, giving Prime a full arm swing. 360 arm rotation is also ratcheted. Here's the bicep cut, and the arm also rotates at the elbow joint. Double jointed elbow with a full bend. The hand rotates, swings outward 90 and downward just about 15 degrees. All 5 fingers have a ball jointed base and a hinged knuckle. 360 waist rotation. With 2 hinges at the waist, it can bend forward 120 degrees, and it also bends back. Of course, this breaks the sculpt pretty badly, but the hinges are tight enough to hold him in place. The side and back skirt armor move out of the way. The ratcheted thigh joint kicks forward about 120 degrees, backward just below 90, and to the side on a very strong ratchet joint about 120 degrees. When lowering the hip from a frontal position, the skirt armor doesn't fully go back to normal, and it has to be done manually. Double jointed knee, both are ratcheted, offering a full knee bend. There are 3 joints in the ankle. The ratchet joint is very strong, offering forward and backward movement. The hinge and ball joint give the feet a decent range of side-to-side shift and pivot. The toe goes up 90 degrees and goes down 180 degrees. Lastly, the heel also has over 90 degrees of range. This is high-end action figure level articulation on a Transformers toy, and it's definitely worth the effort because it brings Prime to life. Accessory-wise, this test sample comes with only 5 items. A blaster that goes into the hand with a tab on the grip. An energon axe that wraps around the fist with a clear cover. 2 different trailer adapters, one for the MP10 trailer and one for the MP44 trailer. And lastly, the matrix of leadership, which is very simple, silver chromed plastic with a clear blue core. No orange or gold paint like on other Prime's matrices, but it does go into a pretty movie accurate matrix chamber. MS-02's transformation is so much simpler than MP44 or TE01's. It takes 1/3 of the steps of MP44 to complete the transformation, and it feels much smoother. It finally feels like playing with a toy again, not a puzzle. The foot transformation has been redesigned to hide the toes and heels in truck mode, unlike every other MP Prime. Speaking of the truck mode, MS-02 has the cleanest cap with minimal transformation cuts and also has the shortest and tidiest deck. His gas tanks are much larger, which with the deck tying MP44 as the lowest among the MP Primes, gives his truck mode the most accurate proportion of any MP Prime. Diving into more details, silver wiper blades, chrome side mirrors, grills, front bumper, headlights, gas tanks, rims, and the smokestacks. The chrome is done very nicely, shiny, and clean. The headlight is squarish, much like the cartoon design, but the rung light inside seems to be a pretty interesting choice. Clear brown plastic fog lights, painted red and yellow taillights. And of course, it also features opening doors. 6 rubber tires with some simple treads, all touching the ground, and the truck runs very smoothly. And of course, MP44's trailer is a better match for the cartoon look. So there you have it, the best G1 Optimus Prime since the beginning. I'm so glad that Magic Square challenges the status quo and keeps bringing us more faithful and better engineered Transformer figures. It's a good time to be a Transformers fan. And with that, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.